Okay, let's go. We got our next match coming up, a best of 3 series in the Rive Cup, everybody. Tomb of the Spider Queen is our first match, and we got Unleashed against Inting for Rubles. So we're down in the lower bracket this time. This is actually the third round of the losers bracket, and again the Rive Cup is a Russian hosted tournament. It's a Russian organization that hosts the entire thing. There's 2,000 euros on the line, and the tournament stretches over the duration of a week, and we have a couple of matches pretty much every single day, which is also why we have a lot more matches, of course, with this one. And now we are in the losers bracket, so both of these teams have actually made it into the third round of it already. Team Unleashed has a bit of an interesting situation going on as well. They're playing with Galaxy as a sub-player today. So once again, they picked an early spot for their match, and one of their players is apparently working. So yesterday, in yesterday's games, they already played with one of the Khaldorians as a sub. So one of my community members, Mixon, played with them and they won their series. Today they are in the same spot. They once again have to sub somebody in because their actual player is not back from work yet. So Galaxy is today swapping in and is helping out here. And they go up against Inting for Rubles. A little bit of a pun, of course. Usually the team is called Inting for Rubies, but considering the host of the tournament, they thought they would make that a bit of a joke. So we got Chromie banned, we got Medivh also banned out here. And, well, let's get this party started. So far, things are actually looking pretty solid in terms of the ban pattern. Both of these teams are good. So we are really starting to pass the stage where we have platinum teams and diamond teams. Every single team that you'll see from here on out pretty much has at least master, grandmaster players, or of course players with a background in competitive play. The Uther first pick for Rabano for Unleashed, and well, let's see what Inting for Rubies can do. Yeah, this could be a really interesting one now today, because technically this might be one of the matches that goes into the third map. It's a best of 3, not sure if I mentioned that already. But there's the early Lucio, and we got Blaze for Tomb. Okay, bit of a different opening that I expected, but with Blaze you still have quite a bit of wave clear that you can have. Lucio is also quite good on the map because you have easy rotations between the lanes, you can speed them up. It's pretty much a poor man's Medivh. Medivh is like the one guy that you hate to play against because he just sets the portal up, you cross from one lane to another and you jump on the solo laner or anybody else in the back line. Lucio is trying to do a similar thing by simply speeding the team up and making the rotation quicker. There's our double support, the Uther main tank together with Vala and with Stukov. Alright, the Admiral is in the house for game number 1. And next go to the bans. Wave clear is kind of okay with Vala for the blue team, but let's face it, they still need a bit more than that. So a good ban would now be Jojo if you don't mean on picking her up yourself. Or you could focus on the side lane, which is exactly what they do. They go for Hogger. That leaves Jojo open. And I'd say that's a good indicator that Inting for Rubles is actually going to try and take her for themselves. That would give them Johanna plus Blaze. That is a true and tried combo that we've seen a lot in the past already, and with great success, of course. I think it was Washed Up back in the days that did most of that playstyle. But, I mean, this stuff was even around in HTC times, obviously. But it gives you a couple of layers of defense, you have really good wave clear, Deathwing gets banned, and let's find out if Fish is actually locking in that Johanna for him and his team. There she is! And together with that we get, of course, some damage. That's still missing, and it's Cassia. Okay, so far, so good. We got 2 stuns already, obviously already accounting for a Blessed Shield, which we can still expect. There's no Ana on the other side where you would use Falling Sword to jump on her. The Uther and Stukov pretty much make that talent not as impactful, so it's going to be the stun and then the attempted follow-up with the damage. But they're going to be looking for a bit more than that. Galaxy and Rico are the last ones to pick. And yep, there we go. D.Va and Sylvanas. Alright, so we got quite a bit of damage on their side with Vala, with Sylvanas. In addition to that, have now also that double support setup. And last but not least, we get Mindhawk, who's going to be picking for the team in red. And that will set up Inting for Rubles for game number 1 as well. Okay, it's Ragnaros. Yeah, Chris has started to play him a bit more. And now teams are continuing to lock him in. We've seen him a few times now on Tomb of the Spider Queen. With that, they have also triple frontline. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start into game number 1 of the best of 3 series here in the losers bracket of the Rive Cup. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Unleashed against Inting for Rubles. Game number 1, Tomb of the Spider Queen is the map. Arabano for the blue team on Uther. We got Areku on Diva. Xefi Kemekemi on Stukov, Gregor on Vala, and Galaxy, the sub-player today, is playing Sylvanas. Again, the reason, as I mentioned already a bit earlier, it's simply because their main player cannot play this early. They once again got the early slot in the tournament. This tournament stretches over multiple days, so they got a bit unlucky there. On the right side of the map, Inting for Rubles with Mind Talk on Ragnaros, going into the meatball build apparently. Nox on Lucio. We got Fish on Johanna, Hat on Cassia, and Baby Houdini is playing Blaze. Let's go! Yeah, a bit of a meatball style. That's already where he deviates away from what we've seen from Chris on Ragnaros lately. As I explained, Chris, one of the players that has been playing Ragnaros a little bit more often now in those tournament matches. Now, I think we've seen him 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. And this is the first time that another team is picking him. So they already got a couple of melee heroes that they can use at the front here. We got a potential Sulfuras follow-up. And, well, for now, at the bottom of the map, a bit of pressure with Galaxy in particular, going up against Baby Houdini over here. And, yep, some pushing in the middle. Yeah, so this is pretty much a Swedish build, going full meatball on this one. I'm told that the IKEA meatballs are also pretty good. Never had those. IKEA has cookies, by the way, which are absolutely amazing. I mean, they're probably more known for their hot dogs. But they also have these weird cookies that are like half chocolate. Absolutely incredible. So one of the main reasons why you will go to IKEA. So a little bit of trivia here. My school, the school that I went to for a couple of years, was actually very close to an IKEA. And back then, what we would do every single time we would have a break, we would simply go to IKEA and like buy cookies or hot dogs and then drive back. So it was a little bit too far to go with the bike. So the first guys that either got like a motorcycle or got a car were usually the ones that had to drive everybody else to IKEA during the big breaks. And then we would just like get some cookies and get back and hand them out to everybody. So good times back then. That is still the case, by the way. That hasn't changed until now. But yep, if you have a IKEA close by, that's one of the good parts of having one. Either way, the meatball build might continue, which is how we started with all of this in the first place. But nope, he goes straight up for the slow burn over here with the blast waves. It's pretty much like one of Halsey's jokes. And really funny, so they're burning really slow. But anyways, for now, we also have with the level 4 talents. Hello, multi-shot, where are you? Don't tell me they were seeing something else there. No, lock that multi-shot in, baby. There we go, thank you. You had me worried there for just a moment. Bit of a pressure play in the middle of the map now. They already got their own camp, and this is where the trade gets activated on a Ragnaros. But the fish is in trouble. Yep, the fish is out of his depth over here. A fish out of water, and that is the end of Jojo. Okay, Johanna immediately killed, but at least with the help of Ragnaros, they can protect the middle. Seems like Blaze is also going to die. And that's a bit unfortunate. Both of those did not have to go down here, considering the circumstances and the Ragnaros defense. So a good move with the trade. But yep, that is bad news for them. Down here, the party also continues, as Unleashed has lost the wall and some of the towers. Now we're still seeing Hat push in with Cassia and also trying to get some stacks together. But I gotta say, 7 stacks only after 3 minutes, that's not really good. So he is definitely having a little bit of trouble with that. Now, we're getting a bit closer to the level 7 talents, of course, too. But right now the control is in the hands of Unleashed. They have already turned in 27 of their gems. So they're getting closer to the first Red Weaver wave. Bit of pressure play here in the middle of the map now. 4 versus 5 versus 4. 5 versus 5, actually. They're trying to make some plays, but nobody's really falling for it. Nobody's stepping out. They're all waiting for the level 7 for the potential turn-in. Red team has also delivered some of their gems. They didn't really lose a whole lot. They lost a couple when they lost their heroes. But generally speaking, there's the early level 7 for them. The meatball synergy continues with a pick straight up into the molten power. And by now, also more and more wave clear for the team in blue, since they now got the arsenal on the side of Vala. Now with the double support, they're going to try to keep their boys and girls alive for as long as they can, but at least the turn-in has now happened. We have Inting for Rubles with the first Web Weaver wave, going to touch the ground in just a bit. But can they pressure through with that? More stacks coming in from Hat, so he's trying to speed this up a little bit to make up for the lost time early on in the game. Let's see if they can actually do that. But, yep, what else are we gonna get here? Here comes the push, and off we go. There's the Web Weavers, the push through the middle. Up at the top, it's only gonna relieve the damage on lane. At the bottom, D.Va is still gonna do her thing. The fish with the push, and Arabano is still able to get away here. Yeah, they're trying to do a little bit more damage here in the middle, but honestly, they are not really able to break through that wall. They haven't even taken a single one of these towers down. They're trying to focus on the top lane now to at least have an impact there. But the defense from the blue team is pretty good up to now. Now, top side is losing some of the structures. You can't keep all of them in play. But as long as they're not losing more than that, the defense is really solid here. So, the 4-man still trying to do some work, but they can only damage the 4. They take the fountain down, so I guess that's half the battle here. Takes at least the sustain away from the lane. But in an ideal world, they would still try to drop those structures in the middle and get something done here. Bottom of the map, yeah, he's a bit far out here. Baby Houdini needs to be careful now that Areku moves back down. At the top, they're still hoping to get a collapse onto Vala or someone else, but doesn't really look like they can solidify a kill here. Now, obviously, they will have the early level 10 if it comes to that, but Unleashed is very close to a turn-in too. They're only lacking 7 gems to get that turn-in completed, and then they could push back here. It's all about heroic abilities now, and D.Va turned in. She actually got the freebie turn-in because Blaze was taking the camp at the bottom. Areku was immediately trying to move back down and kind of interrupt that. Couldn't make it work, so timing was pretty good on the side of Baby Houdini. But the Web Weavers are now coming in, and here's the Sulfuras, the high 5. And of course, the blue team is now going to wait for their own heroics. Yeah, in an ideal world, that jet propulsion would have connected. A kill against Vala would have been the dream in this situation. Ragnaros with the trade in the mid lane is now trying to defend thanks to the Molten Core. It's of course one of the big benefits of playing that hero, that you can use the trade to slow down objectives. That's true on most maps, honestly. I mean, obviously, it doesn't really work when you're playing on a map like Sky Temple or when you're playing on Towers of Doom. I guess it works to an extent on Sky Temple, but it's not quite the same. Any summoning objective is much better. Oh, beautiful connect, but the Divine Shield on Uther was just too much. And then on the back foot, Ragnaros dying, Lucio in trouble, and he gets boosted down by D.Va and Vala. They kill the double, the triple. They get 3 kills in that encounter, and now the blue team is unleashed as they are barreling through the bot lane, taking the wall down and focusing straight on the fort here. Some really nice kills locked in. The Lucio kill was of course fantastic. Ragnaros the first one to fall, and then after that they can take Blaze down as well. Now the bot lane completely destroyed, the fort gone, even the middle has taken some damage. And they got plenty of gems to turn in and lock in another Web Weaver wave if they really want to. D.Va is already starting to slowly move away here, whereas all the way up at the top, Fish holds 35 gems and should probably try and turn in. I mean, if he has the Iron Skin still up, that would be a play to make. 35, you want to get rid of those as quickly as you can, especially as a frontliner. It's always scary when that's the case. 40 stacks now for Cassia. Yeah, 8 minutes in. Fair enough. 20,000 damage for her, so she's at least been able to stack quite nicely. Had some problems in the early game and wasn't really as quick as you would normally expect from her, but Had has been making up for that a little bit. So now he's going to try and carry the team into the late game. But in we go. 18,000 damage for Sylvanas, 21 for Cassia. Teams are still trying to go for the turn-in, and both of them have got plenty of gems that they could use to make that work. Especially Unleashed has a bit of a surplus there. And Galaxy is attempting to sneak his 26 gems in. Fish didn't notice it, and he needs to be really careful. Dude, you have 40 gems right now. Careful, baby. There's the turn-in. Blue Web Weavers are going to come down. And of course the level 13 talent is something else that they are going to try and set up together with it. It's always dangerous when you have a Sylvanas pushing in with Web Weavers or whatever. So now they could still maybe rely on Mind Talk. I'm not quite sure if the cooldown is already back up. But level 13 talents, that's another issue here. There it is, and that gives us, amongst other things, the virulent reaction. So good for them. Ragnaros in the middle. Maybe a little bit early on this one, but oh my god, nice setup. The Sulfuras, it was spot on here. Blessed shield for the setup. But now they are killing Sylvanas. Can they save Fish though? 100 hit points, 40, and he gets out. Unbelievable. Johanna able to get out of the fight. That was still scary with 43 gems in her hands. Oh boy, you gotta be careful with this one. Now we got the Resilient Flame in. We got the important kill against Sylvanas that already shut that attack down a bit. Blaze is defending the bot lane. Nice violent reaction against Hat. But they cannot get the kill. Meteor Quest is done. Top lane is defended thanks to Johanna moving in and helping out a bit with it. But yeah, we got the action right in front of us now with Hat again stacking up to 52 now on his level 1. Gloom also for Vala. Obviously a bit afraid of all of the damage that could potentially come out. Spell damage in particular. Fish with the turn in, and he gets it. 48 gems delivered now. They hold another 30 in their hands. Plenty to make another wave happen. 5 kills to 1, but we are still incredibly close when it comes to experience. And honestly, that might just make the difference here. Once that you're taking a few structures down, Inting for Rubles is gonna take a big lead. The question simply is, can they do that? If they get the turn in, there's a good chance. And now that they're up at the top, they'll make it happen. But at the bottom, at least, the Web Weavers are gonna be taken. They've been aggroed before they were able to do that. Alright, so up at the top left, that's where we're now seeing them moving in again. And here comes the attack straight for the fort. This one is going to fall in just another moment. First one to take down. The interesting part is that the blue team has just decided that they want to go full on to the bot lane. The problem is that they couldn't get the kill. So now that they couldn't get the kill, the red team just simply says, you know what, we don't care anymore. We are just going to push this, and here's the interrupt. And they're interrupting at least Sylvana, so she's going to be late to the party and is trying to escape. So that bot lane pressure play that we're seeing from Inting for Rubles is now getting stronger and stronger. They're trying to even get a kill, only the Divine Shield prevents it, and this keep is in a shit ton of trouble. They are trying to defend with D.Va now as she's coming in too. A little bit of damage against Cassia. Can they get the kill here? Yeah, they can. Yeah, they could have been played a little bit better, maybe. Oh, the interrupt with the Wailing Arrow. Ragnaros, that would have been the big play if he could have made that happen. But it seems like the keep for now is at least not going to fall. The bot lane gets attacked, the mid lane gets attacked, so they're trying to get more damage done. It wasn't really a bad situation if you think about it. They did way more damage at the top as you might have expected. The problem is they weren't able to take this one down. They're still trying to at least take the mid lane apart, but the rest of the blue team has now focused their attention towards the boss at the top, which is not going to be that impactful. I mean, we're still early. I'm not quite sure if it's worth it, honestly. They are in danger of losing 2 forts for taking that boss topside. Both of them are taking significant damage right now. But once the boss is claimed, they can at least push through the top a little bit. But since this is only a 12-minute boss, I don't really think that is going to be enough. So, a little bit weary of that. Baby Houdini with a good move. He turns in the 28 that he has. And, yep, the blue Web Weavers are now coming down too. That changes things a little bit for Unleashed, because the boss alone wouldn't have been able to do too much. But now that they got the Web Weavers as well, that is definitely a different story. That bottom fort, by the way, still in play. So this is going to be dangerous. 7 kills to 1. But Ragnaros is useful for the defense in these situations. Again, the Sephoras is already out, but they need to do a little bit more in order to defend this successfully. Web Weavers in the middle and at the bottom. I guess the fort at least is going to be annihilated. Mindhawk is trying to do what he can here and is chipping in a lot of damage from the safe distance. But they still have to be careful here, because that boss might fall, but the Web Weaver has just now arrived. And they are trying to make the play here. They go for Sylvanas, push her back already. Strafe used too. And they will save that keep. They're going to save the keep, but they won't be able to save the fort in the middle. That one is already gone, and there's still 2 Web Weavers active. They're trying to get the kill against Uther, but even that didn't work out for them. 7 kills to 1 still. Uther's dropping low, but he also still has a Divine Shield. They need to defend the mid lane. They need to defend the bot lane now. 17 to 17. The focus at the top is once again the keep, as the blue team has not given up on that structure yet. They're still trying to take it down. 71 stacks now for Cassia as she's starting to get more and more damage connected here. Looking at 74. The Sylvanas push continues. They really want that keep. The Blessed Shield is out. There's the follow-up with the Sulfuras. Uther is dead. Did not use his Divine Shield. And that's the problem. Now they're on the chase. They're trying to get more, and they do get more. They kill Stukov, and bot lane plus mid lane seem to be safe, as Baby Houdini was able to keep everyone alive. The gems are here. They should try and turn in. The red team has a great opportunity now to push the lanes out a little bit and then go for their own turn in. Maybe finally deliver that keep at the top and also get the 2 forts in the middle and at the bottom. There's a huge opportunity for them now to get some momentum here. Definitely something that they can do. So for now, the turn in is already happening. They're close. 1 gem is missing after Ragnaros completes it. But they also get the camp. Nobody is trying to take this one yet though, so this one has been taken early, so they're just trying to use that as a bit of a counter weight. Bottom of the map, we're gonna still see Ragnaros taking another siege giant camp, so that is also gonna be quite helpful. It's a nice opening map, honestly, into this best of 3. It's a little bit of a back and forth that we have between the 2 teams now. The red web weavers are going to be descending, and they're going to try and do a ton of damage here. It's a 5 versus 5 once again, but here's the action straight in the middle. Oh, the big setup, and what is all for us? Holy shit, the triple kill! The big triple kill against Unleashed. What the fuck? What a huge play. Check that one out. The big stun and then the big ult from Ragnaros as he comes in, delivers the triple kill for them. That was glorious. And now they got level 20. Web Weavers are pushing everywhere and they're trying to make a play for the core. Unleashed, they had a great game here. They were ahead for a long time, but now Inting for Rubles is trying to finish it. They go for the core and they take it down slowly. The shield is gone, the hit points are falling. A beautiful triple kill gave them the opportunity to go for it here. And that's exactly what they're doing. That is game. Inting for Rubles with the lead in this Heroes of the Storm series against Unleashed.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Infernal Shrines. Our Heroes of the Storm series continues. And oh boy, did we have a first map. Like that ending. Big triple kill coming through. Absolutely fantastic setup. The jet propulsion starting out 3 and then Ragnaros being there. Bam! Just like that. And ending the first map. Now, when it comes to our second Heroes of the Storm map, we got Infernal Shrines. The tournament here continuing in the lower bracket. And of course, since we are in the losers bracket, keep in mind that whoever loses this one is out of the tournament. Obviously, if you're having a double elimination system with a winner bracket and a loser bracket, you have one match that you can lose. But once that you are in the lower bracket, it is the end of the road. So now both of them, especially of course Team Unleashed, will have to really chip in a little bit and really buckle up. Now Inting for Rubles with some pretty solid plays here, but I gotta say that game number 1 was still quite close. I mean, this went back and forth, and for quite some time we had Unleashed in the lead. So now the question, can the red team lock in a 2-0 victory, or are we instead gonna see that third map? Medivh gets banned, we're on Infernal Shrines. That shifts the ban patterns a little bit. I mean, you can still think about banning someone like, well, Hogger in this case, but even Sonya would be a solid ban. So there's a couple of heroes that of course excel here. And yeah, some of them are still going to be the exact same. Medivh and Chromie in most of the case are being banned out. You could think about the ban on Uther now, for example, if you don't want to go up against this. So there's a couple of ways to really play this one out. Wave clears as usually important, and you also want to have the sustain on the shrine fight. But as you can tell, they're actually buying their time there a little bit. They go for the Garrosh ban though. Obviously, it also makes a lot of sense to really target ban certain heroes against an opponent where you know that they play well with it. Hydra, for example, is one of, for Team Soundless, is one of the players that experiences this recently quite regularly, since his Vikings are over and over banned out. So there's that. And well, let's see what we're gonna get. We got our first pick, and they are hesitating this time. The last time was a snap Uther pick, like no delay at all. But here she is, Sonya, as just highlighted. She is super strong. I could have seen her as a ban, but instead we're gonna get her as a first pick. And Uther gets taken by Fish, who is the main tank player, of course, for Inting for Rubles. Doesn't mean that they can't shift Uther onto a different player, but Inting for Rubles in general likes to play Uther in that position as a main tank, like we've seen in the last game from Unleashed. So now a second support would work well here too. And they get Lucio together with it again. Okay, so the Uther Lucio setup could have gone into Stukov too. We've seen that combo in the last game, but of course here it works as well because you're on Infernal Shrines and you have around the shrines a lot of choke points where Stukov in particular, with his lurking arm, can really do a whole lot here. So, yeah, that's gonna be pretty sick. And, well, there we go. There's the Stukov and the Nubarak. So once again, we're looking at a composition that is really trying to dive into the backline, set some stuns up, and then get the quick damage connected. With Sonya recently, you now have more often than not also the chance to go into leap. So technically, you could think about playing a Nubarak with his engage, using Stukov for the follow-up, and then Sonya also jumping on the stun target. If you want to play that style, normally you would think about also adding another melee hero at the front, because you're a bit more on the weak side when it comes to your hit point pool and sustain. And this is traditionally a map where longer sustained fights on the shrines are quite typical. So if you want to go for a leap zone, yeah, you would most likely think about adding a bit more to your front line. Not that you can't play that way, but we'll see. So for now, what else are we going to get here? We have still our last bans coming in. Sylvanas gets banned out, so there's no potential to really just like snowball it. And Deathwing gets banned as well. Alright. Okay. Yeah, that leads us to the final picks. Now, after we've seen the two supports, we still need a side laner for Inting for Rubles. We still need damage for them. And with those, they need Wavely, of course. Yeah, that's the Haka. They like to play with the Haka too. And we got Greymane. Alright, so Greymane and the Haka, already not too bad. Gives you global too. Not sure how useful it's going to be there for them. But the Haka with a good drag can really be quite solid. So, yeah. But let's see. What else? The last and final picks here for the blue team. Yeah, for Unleashed, everything is on the line. What's going to be the Kel'Thas and Kerrigan? Alright, boys. Okay, that escalated quickly. Yeah, there's our third melee. I've been hinting at it already earlier, but I didn't really expect that they would go for a Kerrigan, so that's a lot of aggression that they just dropped in. And together with Kel'Thas, they now of course have even more CC thanks to the gravity lapse. Not even to talk about the damage that he can bring to the table on this map here. So, yeah, we got an aggressive lineup. If that works, you can steamroll an opponent, but of course you can also get shut down here early. And then have trouble coming back into it. Li Ming as another damage dealer, the Greymane Li Ming combo. Game number 2, everybody. The Heroes of the Storm series continues. Our best of 3 with Infernal Shrines being the second map. So let's jump in without further ado. Unleashed against Inting for Rubles. Game number 2, Unleashed against Inting for Rubles. And haven't done a lot of Inting in game number 1, but now that we're heading into the second game, Unleashed definitely drafted a combo that relies on a lot of CC, a lot of stuns, a lot of control that they now run with this lineup. We got Arabano on Anubarak, Grego on Kel'Thas, Areku on Sonya, we got Galaxy on Kerrigan, and Xefi Kemekemi on Stukov. On the right side of the map, the double support will have to work overtime in order to dodge out on all of this. We got Lucio on, played by Nox, Baby Houdini on Dehaka. Currently Hat on Greymane, Fish on Uther, and we got Mind Talk on Li Ming. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on here. So first of all, we talked already about the potential that Sonya goes into a leap, and as I mentioned during the draft, there's always the chance that she's going to do that, especially if you're drafting a third melee into it, which is pretty much what they did. So now she can go either leap, or they can just play this out with Wrath of the Berserker. Depends a little bit on the playstyle. If you're fully reliant on just the blow up, then you can definitely go leap. Then again, the question that you have to answer, of course, for yourself is, do you really need to? Now you got a Kerrigan. While leap is a great tool if you want to blow somebody up, if you get a Kerrigan combo connected after the engage with the Nubarak, then you can pull that off as well. After level 13, Stukov can lock a target down, not only with the lurking arm, but also with the violent reaction. And on top of that, you got Kel'Thas with the gravity lapse. So the CC that they're running here is kinda nuts. Then again, this is a combo that wants to engage and then drive the fight. If you are ending up in a long, sustainable battle, usually you're not going to win that one. And with a double support against you, you have to make very quick, decisive calls and then follow up on those. The red team with a bit of a different setup, this Uther main tank that we first years ago saw on the NA side, and now after Uther has also seen a couple of changes, has become again more popular. Some teams really like to play that style. Inting for Rubles being one of them. We got the double support that gives you a couple of stuns at the front. The Haka is of course going to attempt to follow up on those. But the main part of the damage that they have is hinging a little bit around those reset capabilities of Li Ming. We've seen the combo with Greymane and Li Ming obviously a lot in the past, because you're trying to poke with both of them, and then Greymane comes in as the finisher and delivers the kill and therefore the reset for Li Ming. So the front line for them is a little bit more on the weaker side, but again, with the 2 supports, they can make up for that. They got to dodge on those stuns, and there's the combo. As it comes in, nice Kerrigan connect already. The drag against Kel'Thas was big though, and that's the kill. That's exactly what they're trying to do here. Dehaka comes down, the initial stun comes through from Uther, and then bam, Dehaka is ready, connects the tongue, and that is a dead Kel'Thas. Him, of course, trying to stack for more survivability on the level 1. And on top of that, we now have on 4 the charged blast even. So trying to go for a bit more damage together with this. But you could, even though they lost the fight, you could really see what exactly is happening in that particular situation at the beginning. You need to dodge out on those stun kills, and here's the gravity lapse follow-up, as I've already explained earlier. So there's a lot of CC that you have to be careful about. And the problem that you have when you're going up against this combo is that even if initially you're doing well, all that's needed is one good stun combo connect on the blue team side to turn a fight and maybe even the game. So throughout the entire game here, the red team has to be vigilant. Very much so. Then again, they are currently a little bit in the lead. We also have a slight invade at the top. Baby Houdini is just pretty much trying to show Galaxy, listen, I'm here, and I'm going to try and slow you down. The problem is that Sonya is also saying hello. So Galaxy obviously asked for a rotation after he spotted Dehaka. But that keeps 2 of the blue team's players at the top side, and therefore the 4-man down here has an easy time to get all the points for the objective. So it was actually a quite nice play that we saw from Dehaka there. He was just sitting top, just showing, saying like, hey, I'm going to contest this. If you don't send a second player topside, then I'm going to have a chance to steal the camp away from you, and they can get the Punisher because of this. Now, the one thing that they're lacking is they didn't take their own camp, and Baby Houdini has to pop the essence here up at the top as he's trying to defend, but he defends well, and it's still a 2 versus 1 setup, which means that there's not enough heroes at the bottom of the map to really defend this. So Unleashed is constantly trying to create a situation where they are outnumbering Dehaka up at the top, but it burns against them because Dehaka pays attention, doesn't die, and now what should be only a wall that gets destroyed is an entire fort that falls. Entire fort is eliminated. So really nice setup here for Inting for Rubles. Also, we're talking a lot about adjustments, we're talking a little about like talent diversity and how you can sometimes make certain plays. Just have a bit of a look at what we're seeing here for Uther. Did he go into a cleanse? No. Why? Because you have no fucking chance to keep up with all of those stuns on the other side. Instead he goes for the Guardian of Ancient Kings, and that allows you to give heroes extra armor quite easily when they're stunned out. So that's a much better tool for Fish in the situation. If you would try to just simply cleanse out the stuns, and after the first stun has been used, he's going to be on a 60-second cooldown, and he can't do absolutely nothing against it. So he's going to lose that battle 6 days to Sunday. Instead, he goes for Guardian of the Ancient Kings and adjusts to what we have on the other side. They're fighting out this battle now with a 5 versus 5. Uh-oh, this could backfire for both teams, by the way. The first kill against the Nubarak. Uther's down too, but the Ghost lingers around for additional heals. And a second kill comes through as Sonya dies. Nicely done here. Big fight and an important one at that. Now they got the early level 10. 3 kills against 1 gives them also a 1 level lead. And with that, they're now pushing through the mid lane. Great opening into this second game for Inting for Rubles. Uther with a Divine Storm. Yeah, wants to rely on his own CC now that they're starting to go in with the attack. Already a little quick move here with... careful. With a high five. Lucio's high-fiving Greymane over here. Hand to paw, so to say. And now the push through the mid lane. But you can tell that Unleashed is in trouble. They don't have a level 10. They lost the fort at the bottom of the map. They lost the fort at the top. Now once that they get their heroic abilities, the dynamic is going to change a little bit. They can still bring this one back, but they are behind. And so they don't really have a lot of room to move anymore. If they lose another fight or two, they're going to be falling farther and farther behind, especially in talents. Now, for now, the Cocoon is out. We got also the Ultralisk and Leap. So they are going all in on this one. They need the quick kill. And honestly, Uther not going for the Divine Shield might have been a bit of a problem. In theory, having the stun is of course kind of nice. You're banking on your opponent running a lot of melee heroes, so you're hoping that you can get everything interrupted by getting those stuns in. But, oh, the leap missing. They saved the Haka. The problem is that this entire setup hinges on getting a kill. So if the blue team is denied a kill, then they're going to lose the fight. As you could see right now, Kerrigan falls after the kill attempt against the Haka doesn't go through. So Divine Storm can be a very helpful tool, but if you need to prevent that kill from happening, Divine Shield might have been a little bit better. So both of the talents can be okay here, but it depends all on their ability to deny that kill, and we'll see if they can do that without the Divine Shield reliably enough. Again, Guardian of the Ancient Kings is going to be incredibly powerful. 4 kills against 1. We have at this point already the 11,000 for Khaldor. Raymond is trying to get the first few stacks connected here. Okay, Nox gets stunned 1. The combo misses though. Nicely done. That could have been problematic here. But yep, they're able to make that work. So far so good. So the second attempt to get the kill didn't work either. The Haka is also starting to really use his global to control the map a little bit better and give them a macro advantage over the opposition. And since we're only seeing the camp taken and also top side, the defense, it doesn't really seem like the blue team is interested in going for the second objective at all. And this one is obviously going to walk through the mid lane straight in for the keep. So early in the game isn't supposed to do a whole lot of damage, but even if you just open the wall up, it can help you for later on in the game by a lot. 4 kills to 1, level 13 is ready. And yep, top side, Baby Houdini still with the defense. He did well so far. He did really well. He provided a few kill opportunities for the team, especially around the first fight at the bottom Khazra camp. And then later on he was also able to help them out in the team fight and even push the bot lane out, help around the first objective by showing top. Yeah, they're trying to go for a combo, not executed. Greyman gets away. The Haka moving into the middle. They want at least the wall. If not the keep, then take the wall down. They're already invading, and this is a frozen Punisher, and these beasts, they absolutely hurt. So they're coming in here. The leap set up. They're trying to look for a target. Can they find it? They're trying. Here comes the first stun. So far, Sonya hasn't jumped. She gets followed. Might have to jump out here. Combo gets connected, and instead it's the keep in the middle that is still having the big problem. They're starting to make the play here. They're coming in quickly, and the keep falls 9.5 minutes into the game. The keep is down. Keep destroyed. 2 levels ahead. 3 kills ahead. Still no completed quest on level 1 for Khaldor. He's gonna struggle. No shield for him right now. And full on control of the map by Inting for Rubles. Yeah. 13. Unleashed needs it, and now they have it. So that's going to be, at least for Stukov, a huge boost. The Chrysalis is going to help Kerrigan too. The Haka might have to join the team in a moment if they are fighting this one out. But they moved away after they did even some damage to the top fort, and the Haka is still busy at the bottom of the map, escorting some more minions over towards the gate. So he has to be careful that he doesn't overstay, but he has vision in the middle. He sees everything here, thanks to the minion wave. So now he could just simply Hearthstone back and make sure that he doesn't get caught. Baby Houdini playing it safe and forces a reaction out of the blue team, who has rotated back down, but that triggers an immediate attack at the top lane from Inting for Rubles. Yeah, 3 levels ahead and a level 16 talent. Benediction is in. We got them with the Fireflies here instead of the magic missiles. Elongated Tongue is in too. And they're just looking absolutely fantastic. They can play the slow game now against the blue team, and what Unleashed really needs is a big team fight. They need to force one of these fights that we've been talking about earlier. Instead, Anubara gets dragged, bullet to the face, and bam! There's the bug control. Bug report has been sent and executed. It's 5 kills to 1, and it was a super quick kill. I mean, literally just like drag, bullet, and bam! All the damage on the same target. And now they can take the top fort. Push the minion wave in, tank the damage. And of course, later on, the next shrine at the bottom should also be fought with a talent advantage on their side. Yeah, they have a real good position now in this one. Mindtalk, Nox, Fish, everybody is now starting to rotate a little bit further. Keep, forts are all down. Keep in the middle has been destroyed. Rest of the team is still looking for a target. They're trying maybe for Dehaka, who's sticking around a little bit too long, but not a problem for him either. Dodges out on the bottom. Over here, Dehaka moving in. Essence already being used. There's the stun. They're slapping them around a little bit. Here comes the Cocoon. They're trying to force the fight here. Phoenix is out as well, but here's the leap into the backline. They're trying to make the play for Lucio, but Lucio is still alive. Dehaka gets gravity laps, but it doesn't really matter. They're chasing them back. Inuburak is low. The drag connects with Sonya. It's a double kill against the blue team, and they're looking for a triple. They make it happen with the resets. 1 down, 3 down, 4 down. They're catching everybody. They want to get Kelthas as well, but at least he escapes. But what a chase over here. They're chasing this one hard, and they get 1 kill connected after another. The only one that doesn't die is Kelthas. The defense at the bot lane completely fell apart, and now that they can go for the keep wall, they're prepping for the next objective push, which is going to happen eventually, since Inting for Rubles is already working on the next Punisher. Yeah, well done here. The damage output, 27,000 for Li Ming. We got 20,000 for Dehaka. Kelthas, the top damage dealer for the blue team, is only sitting at 19,000. Their combo just simply didn't work out. They didn't get the kills they were waiting for the entire time. They were hoping to draft an aggressive setup that can run over the opponent's team, and it didn't work out. Not with a double support against them, not with the Guardian of Ancient Kings, and all of those CC tools that we had on their side too. And once that the damage really kicked in from the Greymane and Li Ming combo, they couldn't keep their own heroes alive, and they just got snowballed here. They need a miracle defense. At least they have level 16. If there ever was a moment to try and turn this game around, it is now. Now they got their 16. That's the chance. Even Talons. They got the Epicenter. They got Ignite. They got the Giant Slammer. And of course also the painful spikes right here. There's more damage on the board now. If you ever had a chance to come back into the game, it is now. If they fail here, they're going to be behind by a level 20 Talon. They might even lose the game here. The jump already procced. Inuburak with the engage. He's low. And the leap does hit nothing. Nothing but empty space. Sonya gets immediately punished for it. Red team comes in. What a shitty leap. And immediately take her down. Yeah, space created, but that's all that they did. And that's a leap. That's how you leap on a target. That Punisher showcasing it. And it is absolutely ruthless. They're going for the 5-man wipe over here. They might not be able to get it though. Kelthas is still fighting it out. But of course, there it is. Kelthas down, the 5-man wipe. And Inting for Rubles takes the series with the 2-0 victory over Unleashed.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.